Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Let's see what the cards have in store for you today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to all who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. Here we go. Remember, not everything's going to resonate. Take what does, leave the rest. If it's not resonating with you, it's not meant for you, meant for somebody else. Here we go. Messages for the collective today. What do you need to hear? Three of Cups. There's something about glasses, resisting glasses. You're resisting glasses, wearing glasses. Three of Cups. Something social. Something to celebrate. Let's run with that. I like it. Judgment. Everything comes out here. Something is released here that gives you freedom. Spoken by you for your well-being. Okay, King of Wands out here, Two of Wands, Wands. Passionate. What you're speaking, you're very passionate about. You're letting people know. I'm hearing that, you're letting people know. You're looking to your future. You're letting people know about that, or you're looking to your future and you're letting people know, hey, you really messed up here, and I'm finally going to let you know in detail what that meant to me when you messed up. This could be like a parent or somebody you were close to. They didn't handle things right. Maybe you've kept your mouth quiet, or you've kept your mouth shut for a while on this, and now you just feel like, something to set you free. It helps to speak this out, maybe. Queen of Wands. But when you speak this out, I feel like you come into your own, and people are like, yeah, I see you now. You were never to be messed with. Yeah, you were never to be messed with. You should have been treated better. You deserved a lot better from this person, from these people, something like this. But you're speaking it out. Doesn't allow them to sweep it under the rug anymore, but face themselves and their part in this. Yeah, it sets you up in kind of goddess energy, actually, and something very celebratory here, very transformative for you. Yeah, we should have all along recognized the goddess within you, and we treated you like the hired help, something like that. This could be family. I'm noticing here, too, that you have a divine partnership out here, King and Queen of Wands. That tells me maybe you're overlooking something that is a divine partnership. Like it's staring you right in the face and you don't see it. Or this is what sets you free in order to get to the next phase of your life, which includes a divine partnership and someone that's going to treat you like the goddess that you deserve to be treated like. Nine of Swords. This group or a person has kept you in worry mode because they don't want to see you, or they don't want you to be seen, something like that. I feel like that's all past energy. You were always on fire. You may have been worried, but you always had this inner fire, flame, this goddess, I will be seen way about you. And you never let up. I think even when you were a child, Eight of Pentacles out here. Perfecting that. Perfecting something. Or being perceived as, this group could be nervous about you always being the one that gets things done. But they slight you or something. They say, oh, you're always perfect. Well, you've just been very good and hardworking at what you've done. You put in a lot of work to be good in a particular area. This could be work too. Like maybe you do amazing things work-wise. Knight of Cups. I'm also getting you could be meeting this divine person in your work. I feel like maybe as you branch off in this goddess energy, you're doing something entrepreneurial. And so are they. Maybe work brings you guys together. Yeah, there are definite endings here where people need to rethink how they've treated you. But I feel like you just stating this brings you your happiness. It's something in the energy that sets you free by speaking your truth here and letting people go, huh, what was my responsibility there? What was my part in that? Maybe I need to rethink how I handled something or didn't handle something or treated, your goddess energy as less than. The Lovers, the Queen of Pentacles out here now. And meanwhile, you sit in harmony after speaking your piece and stay grounded. You're getting a lot of downloads. I see a lot of work here in the crown chakra, but I do see that you're very grounded. But it has come about by speaking your piece here to somebody who you've stayed very quiet about, and they've made assumptions that, you weren't bothered by the treatment that you received, or, you somehow don't hold them accountable. And you've made that very clear that couldn't be further from the truth. You want them to take a look at that, be held accountable, be responsible, and treat you in a manner that you were always deserving. I'm getting heavy family here. It doesn't have to be. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you have somebody who's pretty intelligent here. Their way or the highway type attitude. They have a lot of good qualities, but they have not registered your good qualities, the Emperor. And all along, you were the emperor to their queen, okay? So you could have taught them a lot of lessons, but they thought they were in the lead, and actually the reverse has always been true. I think you're speaking this out makes them very aware of that. The Chariot. Things move here fast for you. Yeah. It's an unveiling of yourself. An unveiling of what won't be tolerated, new boundaries, but there is definitely a sense of going back in time and saying, look, this has always been happening, or when this happened, I was aware of it. I may not have spoken like I am now, but now I am. Now I speak up. Now I speak up on this. You are being held accountable. 6 of Swords, that's leaving somebody kind of in between, with the realization of their choppy waters that they always thought were calm, or them always wanting to retreat to calmer waters so they wouldn't have to deal with something, okay? And now there is no choice. It's time to deal with it and be held accountable. The Hierophant in the reverse. Yeah, they always looked at this in a way that was to their favor. So something about they didn't want to take action, they didn't want to change, they didn't want to have to give you the credit, something. Okay? And that's part of your kind of confession here to them. I made it regardless of your inaction. I made it despite your non-support, or you're getting in the way of what I was really meant to be in this world. The Ace of Wands, is out here now. Now you're on to, I feel like the energy is much more like what inspires you, and the stars here, big wishes and healing. There is something healing about being very forthright with this person about how you feel. I'm hearing the manner in which you speak to them is all dependent upon how they want to sweep things under the rug or not be held accountable. So if you have to raise your voice and it's not your style, it's because you are finally saying, I am no longer going to not be heard, okay? Something about this manner, the manner in which you're speaking to them, they could very much feel like, oh, they're the victim. And I feel like Spirit is saying, yeah, transformation, we talked about it. Are they going to turn this around and be the victim? They're tempted to, let's see, 3 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. They're tempted to, that's an old pattern of theirs, but they won't be, because it's getting to a point in life where somehow they're going to need you. And you're the luck. You've always been the good luck. You've always been the shiny, good luck charm for you and for others. So they have to have you in their future. Yeah. Something about your favor by the divine, that they doubt or don't have. They have to have this moving forward, and it comes from you. Also, you bring this person a lot of happiness. But they've played some sort of hierarchy game with them and a couple of cronies of theirs, 5 of Wands, that have it's been unfair, but mostly it's been unjust and created a lot of chaos that wasn't necessary because of cowardiceness. King of Pentacles out here. You have a King and Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like once you find your person, you are a power couple, or this is noting that, like I said, you might meet them in a work setting, that you guys are going to be very successful, not only as a couple, but successful in work. There's a lot of competition here. You've always known it. This group is about competition. This person caves to the competition, something. This person should have risen up and supported you and mentioned things that you had done that, far superseded anybody else, that was always being talked about or favored, and they just didn't do that. That gave you a sense of, do I matter? And you very much do. I mean, I see nothing but, we've got the Emperor here, Emperor energy and Goddess energy, and, you deserved better. The 8 of Swords. Yeah, they cave to other people, not maybe wanting you to be seen or to be held back. Yeah. But, time has passed. You say your piece now. It's up to you to make the dreams happen, to make sure you're seen. And it's unfortunate if you grew up in a setting that didn't help you with that. Okay. But you're smart enough, you're talented enough to move forward and help yourself, be that support that you need. Yeah, I see great things happening here. A lot of opportunity coming your way. A lot of light energy now. Not so much, having to stick up for yourself when no one else would, something like that. Yeah, the past should be very reflective, thoughtful, and even regretful by not being strong enough to help you when they really, it was their job to do so. Let's see. But I see, again, nothing but good things come your way. You have nurtured yourself in a lot of ways, and that is going to bring about good things, good opportunities, and justice. Yeah, we like to see the justice. Because we did talk about how this has been an injustice in the past. Your glass slipper. There is kind of an analogy to, or a similarity to Cinderella here. Here comes your glass slipper. Yeah, step back and reflect. This is this person or this group. And this is necessary. It's necessary for their growth, and it's also just necessary for the justice to take place. Agitated. If you're feeling agitated at all about this, I think you just danced, or that's the key. Don't let yourself get agitated by this. Lots of emotion here, but dance, lighthearted, better things ahead. Put it into perspective. Okay, let's grab a charm. Put it all into perspective. Even though it's hurtful, the move forward I'm hearing is perspective. Speaking your piece and then perspective. Growth, yeah. And then I think that perfectly sums up what I'm seeing here in the charm is the growth, wings and I should say leaves, feathers, protection. There's a lot of growth here, but notice the nick there. Yeah, there is a nick, a blemish, You won't ever forget the past. You don't want this person to forget the past and think, yeah, you can just sweep that under the rug and I never noticed, or I never had the courage to confront you about it. Yeah, no, you're doing exactly that now. You were always protected. You're protected now. You say your piece. You never ignore the glitch, the little nick there, but you grow. You grow forward. You move forward and you grow. that is your message. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel. It helps me to reach other people. And until next time, let's remember who we are. Let's remember our self-worth. If you are so inclined, please do utilize the link below for Buy Me Coffee. Thanks for joining me.